What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Cast Me Outside. I'm your host, Aaron Scholl, and I've got the second of the Four Horsemen. Not like I'm not putting them in order, but this is just there's Four Horsemen, and this is the second one appearing on the podcast.
Just
Andrew
2 of 4,
Glessner.
in no real particular order. That's
Not ranked.
the second horseman.
Andrew Glessner's here. How you feeling, man?
Good, buddy.
Good.
I always like it when people intro us as like one of the Four Horsemen, because I'm just always like, yeah, I'm just one of 4 people you've never fucking heard of.
But we sound cool and mysterious.
We have a name though.
We call ourselves something. Well, I was like, I'm trying to move, and in my mind, I was like, it'd be cool to get all 4 of them on before I leave. So, like in my mind, I'm like on a quest.
So when you're getting there, you're halfway there.
I'm halfway there, and it's usually when I peter out.
Sure.
Have you ever heard of like the warrior, magician, lover, king archetype? They're like Jungian archetypes, and they're kind of like meant to help men kind of find their identity. Well, when I was doing solo episodes, I got 2 into 4 of those.
That sounds like dude astrology.
It is dude astrology for sure. It's like, yeah, you gotta but it helps a little bit sometimes when you need to, like, because when they explain the astrology, when they explain the signs, you're like, dude, I need to tap into that warrior energy. And it's like the one that I think about with warrior is like they wear armor, and when you're like on a mission, you're kind of like numb to other people's feelings or even your own feelings when you have like that kind of warrior mission that you need.
Mindset.
Yeah. So it's like some things I feel like are spot on with some of the Jungian psychology.
Oh, sure.
But it is like symbols.
Well, then your warrior goes into retrograde, and then,
Yeah, exactly. No, it becomes sadistic. And like you start to like love the pain, or you want other people to go through the pain.
Oh, see, that's just open mic.
That's just open. Yeah. We're all twisted warriors up there. Sorry, I'm gazing at the stage going into
the downside of just doing it right here in this room. I was like, my temple of pain right there.
Right, yeah. Dude, temple of pain. How do you come back from bombs?
You just get to a point to where you've bombed enough that like it's no longer scary.
Yeah, sometimes I think about like, even if this goes horrible, is it gonna stop me from doing comedy? No. So
it's like that Tom Cruise movie where it's like Live, Die, Repeat, where you're just like, the worst I can do is die.
Mm-hmm.
And then guess what? I have Thursday, or I have a weekend, or I have a different show. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's like if you're in it for the long haul, those little bumps in the road don't really slow you down, or they're just bumps in the road.
And they definitely suck at the time. You know what I mean? For sure. But at the end of the day, as long as you're paying attention and you're learning from what you're doing, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, the learning from what you're doing. Do you have any tips for that? I know that might sound a little...
What, you record all your shit, right?
I do. And the going back and like going through the game footage, it's few and far between. It's actually nice to like do clips, because then you kind of are forced to be like, to like watch it 10 times.
Well, yeah, if you're like, Tuesday, you're like, oh, I had a good, at least 1 or 2 jokes that went really well.
Mm-hmm.
And you go back through and you watch it and you're like, oh, 6 of these did not.
Yeah.
And you're like, why? And just watch it and watch it. It's good to understand, like, the good thing about watching it or like listening to yourself back is you see where you're failing. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of make sense in your own, because when you're up there, you're like, why didn't that work? Like, this is in my head, it was fucking brilliant. Yeah. And then you do it and you're like, oh, I got nothing. But then when you hear it back, you're like, oh, okay, I can fix this. I can change this. I can do this. And that's like, I recorded, when I first started, I would like video record everything. But then I was putting it on YouTube because I'm stupid. You know what I mean? I was like, well, clearly I got to be ready with this first hour at the end of this year. And I go back and watch those now, like, 7 years later. And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ.
I have a camera. I must be ready to use it and post it.
I've got a tripod and there's a stage. Obviously, I'm on my way to stardom.
You know what I told myself? I also kind of told myself, like, the not quit mentality. It's like, yeah, I suck now, but if I'm still in the game and amazing, it'll just be a part of the journey that it sucked.
Sure. And that was my thought too, is I was sharing everything because I'm like, I'm going to let these people come along with me, show them what the journey's like. And then about a year and a half in, I was just like, this is stupid. Don't stop sharing this. It's like, because all you're really doing is showing people you're not good at comedy yet.
Yeah.
Like, there's sparks. definitely. Like I can go back and look at like my year 1, year 2 jokes, like watch the recordings of them and be like, there was something there, but I hadn't found it yet. And then once you find it, you're like, oh yeah, that's why this sucked.
Yeah, I feel like you have like a great voice. Like it's conversational and it's like not one-liners. It's like very conversational. It's very funny. It's like very topical too. It's like it seems like so fresh all the time.
Well, the problem is like I spend a lot of time like scrolling through bullshit.
Yeah.
So like I will spend a lot of time where like I did what Sydney Sweeney and like the Hunter Biden stuff tonight. I was like, they're hot topics right now, and it's like I don't know how short that time frame is. So like just as at least a writing exercise, go ahead and figure that out and just do it on stage, see how it goes. And then that way, you know, you keep your brain sharp, and then you think of stuff that's kind of a little more evergreen, flesh that out, make that work, and then you have it. And then what I like to do when I do my sets too is really just to find ways to make everything kind of flow. You know what I mean? I try to structure everything in a way where it's like when I finish my last joke, it goes right into the next, where like the segues aren't even necessary. Like I try to group my topical stuff together. I try not to be like super current topical. It gets really dangerous sometimes because you find yourself doing, you know, like how many guys have we heard like do super topical bits 6 years ago last week?
Yeah, no, I was thinking I have a P. Diddy joke. I was like, it's been a while. Do I bring it back? It's like,
it's still in the zeitgeist, though. I mean, luckily, Diddy threw you a bone there. But when that was like,
did he tweet something crazy or
well,
just getting off?
I don't mean to tell you. He did some raping, apparently, I think. And then there was a trial. No,
I did trafficking. Why am I trying to minimize Diddy's crimes?
Yes, it was just trafficking. Well, I think I don't even remember. But yeah, like I had that Bud Light bit when everyone was freaking out about the trans girl in the can thing. And I did it and I recorded it. I put it on the internet because I'm like, this is only going to have a shelf life like a month tops. And that was still hot news for like a year. And I'm like, God, I forgot how stupid people are. They'll just talk about the same shit forever. Sometimes, like people will just keep bringing up.
Yeah, no. That I mean, I was heavily in like paying attention during that time, so I remember Dylan
Mulvaney.
Yeah, Mulvaney. But yeah,
shout out.
Yeah, shout out. Where are you, my queen? I haven't seen you in so long. That's what I was about to say. It's like 6 months later, a year later.
Sometimes you're surprised just
how long or just kind of disappeared. Even too, like eventually they'll just. If they don't really have talent and they're kind of just like a figurehead or just like a flavor of something that people are kind of parading around, like that person you're upset about is going to disappear.
Exactly. Like it's just, if you're talking about them now, doesn't mean they're going to be here tomorrow. And it's usually the interesting people do tend to stick around, but the people who aren't fall off.
Yeah, I was thinking about that with like the Hawk Tuah girl.
Hawk Tuah girl, the Chick-fil-A girl.
Yeah, I know that. Hawk Tuah girl had a little more.
Well,
the industry like jumped on to her.
Tried to a little bit. Yeah, they were trying to push her a bit.
But it gets gross because that's like it's all like gambling promotion.
Oh, for
it's
sure.
Like not like quality like products or like entities behind them. At least it seems like it's like shady, manipulative.
Well, yeah, the whole Bitcoin, the meme coin thing was it was set up to do a rug pull, and it's like they used this poor girl who like look okay, she had a funny TikTok. Beyond that, like. Did she have anything else she could do? I don't know. I'm not going to say. But like at the same time, people kept pushing her to make something out of it. And then at the right moment, a real piece of shit capitalized on that and ruined her fucking life.
Yeah. She's like, I'm making so much money. The shady guy's like, you want to make a lot of money really quick? And she's like, yep. I was like, okay.
Who doesn't?
Yeah. It's like, we'll have all your fans gamble on this the imaginary thing.
Bleed them all dry. And then we'll just take all their money.
We'll give you a quick bag and we'll walk away with a couple mil. Do you like CoffeeZilla? He's a YouTuber.
It's very fun to watch.
He's pretty good.
He does a lot of cool in-depth shit.
I've been like kind of avoiding his like, I know he's been hammering the Epstein stuff and just through the thumbnails. And I've been just kind of avoiding it because I know it's probably going to be like pretty spot on. Like
and it's all the same thing. It's like, yeah, man. It's like the president was super gung-ho about releasing them up until he wasn't. Why?
It's like,
and the world's most obvious answer.
It's like, all those pictures where they look friendly together.
Isn't it crazy? Just good friends with this.
I know. And I remember the stories. They were like, no, he threw him out of a party. Like he wasn't cool with him. He actually was like confrontational with him. Like, yeah.
Yeah, the guy who was at his wedding and flew on his plane. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I really have tried to, because it cooked me. I was cooked for a while, and like it's like an abusive relationship. You like get addicted to the anxiety.
A little bit, yeah. Well, and this is a great time to be alive if you're addicted to anxiety.
And I just felt so manipulated by it.
Oh,
and I was like, I'm tired of these guys. So I had to like kind of regress and go back to like stuff which is nice, like kind of simpler, like vlogs. Like, I don't know if you knew Casey Neistat.
Yeah.
I liked him when he popped off, and I kind of rediscovered like 2015, 2016.
Well, I think he's still out there doing shit, isn't he?
Yeah. I think he's definitely mellowed.
Yeah.
Like he was on this crazy wave where he was posting every day, and it was like hip and lo-fi time lapses, riding motorcycles, riding skateboards, and just cool. Like it was simpler times.
Yeah, well, that's the thing too. Is like you got to balance your doom scrolling with shit you actually enjoy, and then I think it's also important too, though, like focus on the things that really matter, because a lot of stories like the Epstein stuff is pretty important. You know what I mean? In terms of how it's going to shake out, we should all at least, keep your finger to the pulse on it a little bit. But then, like the Sydney Sweeney thing today, it's like, this doesn't really fucking matter, guys. Like, it's an ad.
Yeah. I don't know if I've seen the whole ad. Does it just say she has good genes? Is that really the long and short of it?
The long and short of it is referencing the, double entendre between genes, genetics, because she's a hot chick and they're selling genes.
Yeah. Her being hot means she has good genes. I mean,
that's the whole thing. Yeah. But then people are like, it's eugenics. She didn't say we're going to kill everybody who doesn't look like her. That's eugenics.
Uggos. Your days are numbered, Ugga.
If the Uggos' days are numbered, we are fucked, and you're probably not making it to Austin.
No. I'm lying to myself. No, my goofy ass face. Yeah.
Hey, listen. You and I are in a party. It's fine.
They put handsome in front of the disses in front of your.
They call me Shrek.
Yeah, they put handsome in front of it.
There's always right there like he's handsome Shrek. I'm like, call me handsome.
I'm gonna hold on to that adjective real close. Yeah.
So one of those words meant way more to me than you think.
Yeah, one time, I was working at UPS and someone called me college boy or something. I was at Hack and I was like, yeah, I'm a college boy.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm educated.
It took 1 semester.
Yeah. 8 years to get a bachelor's degree.
This guy's licking the back of the label, so clearly I'm in charge because I'm college boy.
Have you had pretty crappy jobs?
Oh fuck yeah, yeah man. I kind of started crappy. My first job I was 14. I was a landscaper.
Okay.
And it's that's hard work. Like out in the summer, mowing lawns and shit, and fighting off bees, and then the next decent job I got from that, I was a trash man.
Yeah, that seems like the epitome.
And that, weirdly enough, as a kid, that was actually kind of fun sometimes. Because you just run off the back of a truck all night, throwing shit in, breaking it, didn't matter. And I had the energy to, just keep up with it. But, yeah.
It stinks, dude.
It stinks very much. You do get used to the smell.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, you'll get hit with maggots. That's never fun, but...
Man, I hate to say it, I used to dig through trash. Not in I don't think I was just curious. I think I just like to find stuff.
Just checking shit out.
Yeah, just checking shit. Now I go to thrift stores. I dig through rooms of trash instead of bags.
So you evolved. Yeah. You let them bag the important shit and bring it to the good. Well, that was, it was always funny. You'd get to people's trash piles and you start throwing bags in. There'd be a lamp sitting there. Or you'd be like, hey, Donnie, you need a lamp? They're like, yeah, put it on the side. So you just latch it into the side of the truck, and then you get back, see if it works. And if it doesn't, you just throw it in the back of the truck. It doesn't fucking matter. But
your maybe pile. Yeah. This section of the trash is maybes.
It's a pretty cool baseball bat. It's just random shit.
Yeah, there's something. There's something about finding junk I love.
Oh yeah,
yeah, dude.
It's exciting treasures.
It is fucking treasures. It's with eBay, you can pull open your phone and be like, is this worth something to somebody?
At least about $1.85 and rising.
It's worth exactly what the thrift store clocked it perfectly. $4.99.
That's my buddy's mom was a eBay power seller. Are you familiar with that? Where she would just go to yard sales and find things that were marked down for a nickel. And as long as it was like old pretty glass and crystal or something, she'd buy it and then she'd pop it on eBay for like $10. And she made like a steady income doing that. And then she would just go yard selling on the weekends and pop everything on the internet. And
well, yeah, yard sales are a gold mine because it's that nickel mentality.
Well, they're just trying to get rid of shit. They don't care.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
Gary V just like haggling down a box of Hot Wheels. He was like, I couldn't go more than like $1.50 for the whole box. And they're like, well, they're a nickel a piece and there's 125. And yeah, $1.25 I think is where I'm at. And he's like, I made $7,000 on this box.
Yeah, he loves the hustle. Dude, I was inspired by, but I started selling mugs on eBay, and I had there's like a niche of these like mugs from the 80s, old comic strips from like the newspapers, and people like them. I mean, you can get them for $1 and sell them for 10. I mean, it's a fucking grind out there. I don't know why I like poo it sometimes.
I mean, it's a hell of an ROI if you can find enough of them.
Yeah, definitely, and you gotta get good at shipping them.
Well, yeah,
there's layers to it. It's like comedy.
And if shipping's a pain for you, use code SHULL for ShipStation, where you get 20%.
and then use. Dude, the fucking grind.
When are you going to Austin?
I'm going to Florida. For a month. Just because I was up scrolling through Airbnbs, like I gotta get the fuck out of here. Found an Airbnb for like $700 a month. And I was like, okay, whatever.
What part of Florida?
Jacksonville.
Okay.
I mean, it's literally like hot Harrisburg.
Yeah.
As I kind of like watched a couple YouTube videos. It's like the nightlife isn't that great. It seems like hot Harrisburg, so I'm like, whatever. It's 45 minutes from the beach. Is kind of and I have like a month to just kind of I want to do like a no phone week because I'm like just I have such a crackhead mentality with the goddamn phone, like the compulsively opening and closing and the checking, and so I'm called to just kind of use it just as a GPS. But if my plan goes according, mid-September I'll be there.
Nice.
So my plan is to kind of just not be 34 and in my parents' house is kind of the driving motivation to get the fuck out.
It's a pretty good motivation.
Yeah. It's like I can't do it. I can't. Like what's happening here? Did you move around a lot at all?
Not really. I was born in like Hagerstown, Maryland.
Okay.
We moved to a couple different places in Hagerstown, and then I moved out to Boonesboro, which is right outside of Hagerstown, for a little bit, and then I moved into Pennsylvania in Fulton County. And that place is a black hole. It's almost impossible to escape from. So once I did that was cool. I made it all the way to Chambersburg, which is the next county over.
Yeah. Is that where you're at right now?
Yeah, in Chambersburg.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I never, when I left college, I had a lot of debt. You know what I mean? I'd left because I couldn't afford to go back. And I always had like this lingering fear that I was like, I can't just go do crazy shit. I was like, because I need to pay these down. Because there was that moment, like first couple of years, where I was like, I'll go back. You know what I mean? I'll go back, I'll finish. So I got to work, got to get a job, any job, and like pay this down. And I can't be broke. I can't be broke. I can't spend my 20s being broke. And then I spent my 20s being broke anyway. And it's like, I could have been broke anywhere. I just fucked up because I was afraid, you know what I mean? I ended up just staying broke in the same place. And that was stupid. You know what I mean? But it's whatever. I'd figured it out.
Yeah, man. Please, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. I have no idea.
Well, you say you live with your parents now?
Yeah.
Have you never moved out or anything?
I did like, a year or two in college.
Sure.
But yeah, that's about the long and short of it.
It's kind of stayed local?
I went to Philly.
Oh, okay.
And I did a push to Philly because I had so many credits and I just wanted to finish. And so I get a bachelor's degree. And so I went down there for 3 semesters and was able to wrap it up. Nice. And then I just came back. I should have probably, I don't know. I didn't love Philly.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's when you're in a city, you got to find one that you really enjoy, because if not, you're going to be miserable.
Mm-hmm. So like it was cool, but also I kind of felt I was like 26, going to school with 20-year-olds. Mm-hmm. So I felt a little bit like I don't want to impose myself on these people, like, know. But I probably should have because like I was able to. It was probably the first I did an open mic in a guy's basement.
Nice.
So it was probably the first time I did stand up, and I was doing improv at the time, and I actually got on like the Philly, like the Temple Improv club team.
Temple Improv players.
Yeah, Parliament. So like it's not like I was. There was ins, like there was friends, but I've always been a little distant.
Okay.
So that's definitely my own hurdles of not wanting to be vulnerable or I don't know, weird introversion or whatever.
Oh yeah, it's probably just a little bit of introversion, but yeah, I mean that makes sense.
So yeah, I did that, and then I kind of came back, got a job in my field, but it was I was at WGAL editing, which was cool. It was a cool experience. It was I was working when Epstein died.
Oh, nice.
And the day it dropped,
you're the reason that video is missing a minute.
Oh yeah, exactly. I was in there doing my magic. I was like, I'll save you, Madam Secretary, or whoever they think is in there, Hillary Clinton.
Who don't they think is in there right now?
But I saw them change the lower third from it was either murder to suicide or suicide to murder. Or killed to suicide.
Dead. Yeah.
We're
not gonna.
Yeah, they vagued it up live. I was I'd edit through the night, and for the morning I would run the teleprompter.
Okay.
So I was like there, like it kind of had to be kind of clocked in, watching, like rolling the teleprompter along with the show. So yeah, that was kind of a cool bit of history that I saw, and then I got out right before COVID hit. It was just up in Lancaster, and I would drive home so cooked.
Sure.
I worked from 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. And that like drive home, like falling asleep behind the wheel is real. Yeah.
And you always think too, like, oh, it's 8-hour shift. It's not a big deal. That's what we all work. But when you're doing it at night in the morning, your body's just way different.
Yeah, it was crazy. And I was like, never again am I not getting coffee. I'm getting coffee for the ride home, because it was like just not out. Do you ever do night shifts?
Well, yeah, that's when I was a garbage man. That was all pretty much. We'd start at night, so we'd start at 9 p.m. If we did one run, we'd usually be done like 3 or 4 in the morning. But sometimes we would do one run, and then we would drive down to another town and do that run too. And that's also was that like a 6-hour pickup. So there were some times where I'd leave the house at like 8:30. I'd get back at like 1-2 p.m. the next day.
No way.
Yeah, and exhausted because you're working all night too, like throwing shit in a truck. And then I worked. I was working in a factory, building pallets, like ship to ship. When I was in college one summer, that was all like 7A to 7P, or 7P to 7A rather. So overnight.
Yeah, that's
12 hours.
Dude, I tell people you want a normal schedule. You want to be like in line with your body and the rest of the world, man.
Well, yeah.
That's I mean, I left my job to make these crazy moves to crash out, and but the biggest blessing was that it was like an 8 to 4.
Yeah.
And then guess what? Now I can come to open mic nights. Now I can do yoga at 5:45, and I'm not. Yeah, and now I have my weekends off, and I can go to concerts and stuff. Like working retail where you work till 9 or 8. It's not horrible, but to be in rhythm with the rest of the world is important.
And if you have any other aspirations outside, and you have like doing comedy is a very specific subset of times. Like if you want to get booked on any shows, you have to be available on the weekends.
Yeah,
that's like when I worked retail. I worked at like 11 to 8, so I always close. So like sometimes I'd miss open mic, but I'd always take like Thursdays off so I could do open mic. But then when it came time to where I was starting to be bookable, I had to change my schedule on the weekends because I'm like, well, no, I have a chance to do a show on a Friday or a Saturday now, and I can't close the store. But then working retail sales, it's like that's where all the money is, working Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
So I still had to work. There's a lot of times where like I'd get off at like 5, jet up here to do a show. And it's because it's like I want to do the show, but I need money still too.
Yeah, man. It's freaking hard to make it all fit, all the puzzle pieces fit. Especially when like I don't know. I don't want a sob story. I'm doing it. I'm figuring it out.
No, and I
like,
think it's cool that you're going for it and you're taking off like while you can. You know what I mean? Like you have the ability. If there's nothing holding you back here,
exactly,
go.
Exactly. I have the ability. It's this weird cultural thing. Maybe it's a little like, I don't know. Like sometimes like you get in the back of your head. It's like, are you just doing this because everyone else thinks it's cool? But it's like,
I mean, maybe, but at the same time, who gives a shit?
Yeah, and in 5 or 10 or like 15 years, like I have a family, it's like who knows where I'll be. But if I'm like, yeah, I was doing comedy during this huge boom when everyone was moving and this whole new scene was happening. It's like, oh, and what did you do? Well, it's like I stayed and got a little bit better here and did a little bit more, but nothing really.
Well, yeah, but it's like as better as you can get here, you can get better down there too.
No. That's what I'm saying. It's like I could have this lackluster story where I just kind of hung around and inched forward, or I could take this jump and at least.
Yeah, but you try, and it's not like
a bit of a jump.
Yeah, it's not like in 5 years either. Too, like looking back, like I spent 2 years in Austin. Like I was doing mics all the time. I was trying. I met a bunch of people. I was rubbing elbows with these comics. I got better at this and that. It's not like that's ever going to be a bad story.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm scared as the deadline kind of pushes. Sure. I have to kind of accept I'm never going to be perfectly prepared.
No.
Like,
God, no.
like the stars aren't going to align. I'm not going to have the perfect amount of stuff packed or whatever bullshit I say in my head. I just kind of have to like go and build the parachute on the way down.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Like, take it from me. It's if you're waiting till you're never scared, you'll never go.
Yeah. Thank you. That's well said. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's exciting, and I feel like I'm at like a point where I'm definitely getting better. I can like think about like we had the competition. Like each year, actually I don't know about I can't say I did better my first year than I did my second year, but I definitely feel like at least I'm getting a little bit better if I can kind of use that reaction as the benchmark. Mm-hmm. But I don't feel like I'm making leaps and bounds. So I feel like I'm kind of like steadying. Like, I don't know.
You feel like you're starting to hit a plateau.
Yeah. Sure. The amount of experience in writing and stage time. Yeah, it definitely feels like I'm plateauing. So it's exciting to be like, I can go to a place and who knows, maybe I can make some leaps and bounds in a year or two.
For sure. Well, and the cool thing too about like, if you switch up to a different location, all your stuff is new to them. You know what I mean? And there's more opportunity there. You know what I mean? So the right person might see it like, I like him. I want to use more of you. And then while you're experiencing these new things, you're going to get more material too.
Yeah. So it's just like this growth thing. And you said that, someone like will kind of find you and say, oh, I like that. Like how do you think that plays a huge role? Like someone kind of taking a shining to you, like who's farther along in their career?
I think it can help.
Oh yeah.
And I think really in the grand sense, you either have somebody who like has some weight behind them say, "Oh, I like him," or you have a lot of little people say, "Oh, I like him."
Okay.
Like in the sense of like a fan base. Like either way, but you're cultivating something. You know what I mean? So we're always working towards just getting in front of the right set of eyes.
Yeah, right. Yeah. If you're trying to find your audience, or you're trying to find maybe someone who's super proactive and putting stuff together, and it's like, I want to use you.
Yeah,
because that is the cool thing about like you're doing like Brouhaha. You're going to start producing shows, and the cool thing about being a comedian is 100 comedians, so you know the talent and now you're kind of being the business side. So
yeah, and then the cool thing too about like putting in as much time like running the room for a lot of this stuff as I've done. I really have a good understanding of like the business side, like and what makes a good comedy show run, like the smart moves to make, like who to book, how to book them, what time to give certain people, what asks to make when I'm talking to a place about running a show. Like I can give them good advice about what'll make the show better in terms of like how we do it, when we do it, where we do it, should we sell tickets, stuff like that. Like it's all of that I have a really good grasp on, and it's like I can explain that. And that's the whole kind of thing behind it is it's like, look, we're at a day and age now where it's there's comedy clubs, but like here, there's 1, 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you don't necessarily need a club anymore. You can turn any location into a club for the night if you do it right.
Yeah, if you do it right.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can cut the learning curve and you can rationalize why you want to make all these decisions.
Absolutely.
Like I was running a bar show we did like 3 or 4 shows and it was fun, but the room was bright. Like, so I was like, can we turn off the lights? Because it's like, we need like,
well, that's
it's like, just like some like simple things that you take for granted. But that like,
or like time of day, they'll be like, hey, do you guys want to do like 4 to 6 on a Sunday? Or like, do you want a Wednesday night in this place where it's usually dead? And it's like, this might benefit you guys. It's like, but it's not going to make a good show. And that's I've been booking for a while. I've booked my own shows in the past too. It's like, when you first start to book, you get so excited that you have your own show.
Yeah.
So everything's a yes. You're like, you want to do Al's Pizza and during the dinner rush? Yeah. It's like, we're not going to charge anybody money. They're just going to come in. We're barely going to tell them what's happening. Like, yeah, it doesn't matter. That's fine. Let's do it. Let's run it. And then just by doing that kind of stuff, you learn like, okay, so maybe bringing in a bunch of people who are going to tell dick jokes to a horrified family probably isn't the best move. So maybe next time if they ask, be like, well, why don't we do something in the evening? And they're like, okay, well, what day are you thinking? Well, Fridays or Saturdays tend to work best. Like, okay, you just make little adjustments here and there as you learn. And then, you get to a point where you're like, yeah, look, I can craft the whole show for you. You just got to, if you trust me to do it, let me do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's
kind of plug and play.
Yeah. And the cool thing too is like, once you have enough behind you, to show people like, hey, I know what I'm talking about when it comes to this, you can find people who are willing to trust you, ideally. And they'll let you run, they'll help you run a good show.
Yeah, exactly. Like sort of just help you like get rid of the little barriers here and there. I know it's like you're like asking people, you're coming into someone else's space and you're like, I want to use it like it's my own. Like that takes like a little bit of balls to be like, hey, you turn off that lights. Hey, you move these chairs. Hey, like,
and then it's the one thing you kind of almost have to be able to guaranteedly assure them is like, I know it's going to work.
Yeah.
I promise you. Because I booked with people where they're like, well, when we book music acts, we do 3 hours. Do you guys want to do a 3-hour comedy show? I'm like, that's the last thing I want to do. And they're like, well, but that's how we pay. I'm like, no, I understand. I was like, having said that, though, I was like, your crowd's going to get beat up after about an hour and a half. I was like, but here's the thing you have to understand. Music and comedy couldn't be further apart. Like in terms of
energy-wise,
a guy playing, a 45 set acoustic covers is way different than, 4 or 5 comics going up and doing their own material that, the crowd ideally will be into. It's like, and if they're into it, they're going to love it. And that's going to be more than enough for them. It's like, and they're going to stick around afterwards because they want to hang out and they're going to drink. They're going to be happy because that's what comedy does. It's not just, you don't want them like listening to one of our jokes and passing like I'm covering Wonderwall. You know what I mean? I want you to dial it in.
Let's tune into this guy's take on,
Yeah, it's like, you got to encourage
inflation or something. Yeah.
Encourage them to make it an active audience, not a passive one. And that's always.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Is like you need to be paying attention to get the joke. Because if you miss the setup, you're going to miss the punchline. Yeah.
And then, like you said, the lights, the time of day, whether their kids are there. Yeah. It's all a barrier. So it's always, you're always fighting against those.
Yeah, we can wrap it up. I know I kind of wish we got to the running the shows part because that is interesting to me, and I know you're kind of venturing off. What made you kind of take the leap to do something a little bit more official?
There's just a certain part to where it's like, you do enough shows, and I don't mean this disrespectfully to anybody, but where it's like, I see where this could be done better. To an extent, or it's like, we could be more productive with our shows. We could really raise the reputation of local comedy by putting on like a higher caliber of show. And it's kind of one of those like, well, who's going to do it? I'll do it. You know what I mean? Like it's
just like you're like it's time. Let me take the reins and try and like give these people, because you want like your talent, because you're like when you know the comedians and they're your friends or they're in your circle, like. You don't want to throw them to the fucking wolves. No, like I felt so bad like my first couple of shows because, it's like these people they're people with emotions and they're performing for people, and it's like, yeah, it's like, and it's like I didn't set them up. I stacked the deck against them.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
like unknowingly, like not like that.
Yeah, it's not you do on purpose,
yeah.
but it's like, yeah, and
It's like-
we all say yes anyway.
Mhm.
But it's like, yeah, if you can find people who are willing to work with you, who will help you remove those variables to make a good show.
Yeah.
If they can trust you enough to do that, do it. As again, then I can bring people along that I know have the pedigree to put on a good show. And because we can do that, we can build a good reputation. That way, when we sell tickets, we can make good money at the tickets, and I can pay people what they're worth.
Yeah. And then we can sell tickets again.
Yeah. Instead of like splitting the $100, that this bar said they would pay us to do it plus tips.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I just sold, $1,000 worth of tickets at this bar, and we're all splitting that instead.
Yeah, it's exciting, and it's exciting to make your own opportunities.
Yes.
That's also what's like take a little bit charge, because sometimes you feel like you're at the whim of the audience or at the whim of bookers, and
Sure.
and it's like, no, now I'm at the, now I'm behind the.
Well, yeah. And we have the misfortune of being in the middle of fucking nowhere. So we're like, again, there's one or two clubs that book.
Mm-hmm.
And then anything further than like a host spot goes through, and I love this room. I'm not criticizing the room, but it's like their booking process is a little different because it is a franchise. So it's like a lot of the guys who end up booking you for anything more than a host have never seen us. They're just trusting if they do book you. And so it's like, okay, I can rely on that when it comes, or I can make my own opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's I'm like, and it's, I feel like because I've put enough time and like sweat equity here into running these shows, that's enough of a pedigree. I think when I talk to people, I'll be like, I can officially say like I am the assistant manager of the Comedy Zone. Like,
put whatever official title you
book
need.
all of the
to have
local
normal
shows here.
people.
Yeah, like I run the competition. When we do the showcases, I book that, like stuff like that. I'm usually manning the helm for most of that, and it's like, yeah, I put together a lot of this. It's like, and it's successful. I was like, the reason it's successful is because I've learned how to do it correctly. I was like, yeah, this isn't a comedy club, but it is a brewery, a bar, a vineyard that already has a good following. So if they trust you and you trust me, they're going to trust me.
Yeah, you'll have your customers will be excited to do
Yeah.
something new. All right, Andrew, it's flowing good, but we don't have to. This is about how long I like to do podcasts.
No, I understand.
So thank you so much.
So this has been great. I'm also incredibly bored.
No, I'm not bored. That's the thing. It's like I don't want to keep you. But yeah, I appreciate you coming on and taking the time.
Yeah, for sure, man.
To just chat.
Of course, I'm happy to be your second horseman. So
My second horseman. Ooh. Okay. Do you want to plug anything?
sure, yeah, you can follow me at Andrew_Glessner or Andrew-Glessner on Instagram. The Brouhaha also has its own Instagram. It's my Roman comedy show. It's the Brouhaha, BRUHAHA. And if you are a bar, brewery, vineyard, any venue like that, you want to run comedy shows, get at me.
Yeah, check out Andrew and the Brouhaha on Instagram. And that's it for today's episode of Cast Me Outside. It's been a lot of fun, but we're done. Gotta run. Thank you this time for your time. And until next time, keep on living and loving. Peace.